Hey, so we're doing that thing with Raider. It's the final day before his nerf. So I got 3 reps in him, and we're gonna see just how easy he is to use in his current state. And if I'm wrong, I'll eat these words, but I don't think I'm gonna be wrong. I still think Raider is gonna be pretty. I don't think these are gonna be nearly as hard as when I have to play Shaolin or Highlander. Goodbye, friend. I do have some stuff like unlocked for Raider, but that's because I'm just bad with money. That hit? Okay. Skip it. My hands are cold. It's a good start. That was a cool bulwark he got. I just had my morning coffee, so I'm performing about 75% normal capacity. Good. Worth a shot. Good flip. Pretty good. It's pretty good. I definitely feel like I'm not trying nearly as hard. I'm not really worrying about what he throws. I'm just kind of watching for orange and seeing what the hell happens. Let's go for a ride on the wild side. I just didn't even do anything about that. Oh, that feels bad. You threw me to the wall. Oh, that was good. Onto the wild side. Good fight. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I just know that it's doing. And I cannot tell you how much I hate doing this. I think this is a mix-up. Is this a mix-up? I don't know. Is this where we're gonna see patches? I wouldn't blame him. Bonk! I could just soft feint that issue. Yeah, he would ride into it. Good fight. Hey, some good things in there. I think I can... Oh, I have my dismemberments turned off. That's right. I was doing some video recording the other day. Normally my head would be off. Do not fret. I think I've also got my blood turned off. Not a huge deal. He's a season prior. I shouldn't really be getting anything with this. Ah, good. That was a shot. Top heavy. Oh, hey. Good fight. I feel like I'm using, like, half my brain for this. Like, I think this will work. I'm not worried about, like, a whole bunch of soft feints or soft feints into soft feints. It's just kind of like... Alright. Let's go into the next round and see what's up. I don't plan on making the full video. I want to do a couple duels and see what's up. So, into the next one. We'll talk about it. Alright, we're in the second part of this whole experiment. We got Nobushi. Hey, Nobu. They're not AFK. I sent them a message as we were loading and like, hey, I don't play Raider. I don't like this, but I would totally be down to rematch. Yeah, he just sent me they sent me a message saying it's like, oh, it's all Gucci. Like, I don't like playing Raider and I hate doing this, but it's for the video and I would love to rematch you with heroes that I actually play. Oh. Here we go. I know some people who play Raider, and like the sorry, the definitely key thing that I want to point out is that it's not that Raider takes no skill, or that you can't play Raider skillfully. You can do all sorts of cool mix-ups and light parries and all sorts of cool things as a Raider, and play him to a high amount of skill. What I'm saying is that he is relatively easy to use as I get light parried. He is relatively easy to use. I shouldn't really be getting a whole bunch of stuff off, but I am. I don't play Raider. I play Shaolin and Highlander with like Lawbringer and stuff in the background, and like JJ. Good light parry. Like, good fight. Like, that's what I expect to happen if I bring a character that I'm rep 3 with. That's what I want to happen. But he's very forgiving, and he does really high damage, and that stun is really dangerous. This person's playing really well, too, so that is awesome. Like, that is really awesome for them. No! Good fight. Like, I feel like I can confidently bring a Raider into a duel and do pretty well. I would say my other heroes are, like, I'm more confident with those, but it's a rep 70 Highlander and a rep 40 Shaolin. Like, that makes more sense. I feel like you can train a Raider to fight to a pretty high degree of skill in about, like, maybe an afternoon. Oh, they're about to head off. They're not rage quitting. Just want to clear that up. They sent me a message saying they're about to head out, so not a rage quit. Anyways, so the key thing is, like, he's not losing his identity. Raider has a whole bunch of characteristics to him. He's got his look, his swagger when he walks, his what they call edge walking, but that real classic Raider walk is so for honor. Like, it's so iconic. And he still has current Raider. He still has that mix-up of going into the what is now Storm Tap. It doesn't stun anymore, but it doesn't need to. The stun happens afterwards, and people got hit before the stun. You know what I mean? So they got hit by the soft feint, which means the soft feint speed is really good. It's good for being aggressive. But now you have now you don't have that safety of a stun that's blocking the entire screen, especially for us console peasants. And I think it's really important to step back and remember that he has no disadvantages. The way you beat a raider is not through like it's not through hard counters like how Zheng Jun on paper counters Highlander. Like all of his offensive mix-ups, he can completely negate all of them. It's not like that when you're trying to figure out disadvantage against Raider. How you beat Raider is you just parry his stuff, and you like core stuff. But he's like the only hero that's like that. There's no like in the current state he does a lot of damage. He does a lot of stamina damage. He has really strong mix-ups. He has unblockables and stuns. The only thing he doesn't have is a bash. If he had a bash, I don't know what we'd do. I think everyone would just fucking die. Like legitimately die. What I want to leave off on is not a negative note, but to remind everyone that like change can be good, even if it's nerfing a character you really like. It can be for the better. When they nerfed Shaolin's Death Point Strike, I was a little bitter. I was like, that doesn't need to be nerfed, but it does because it's 500. It was a 500 MS 24 damage light, and now it's a little bit better. Change can definitely be for the better in this, and if Ubisoft wants to make the majority of people happy, that's you figure the thing that people complain about the most and have the most issues with, and you try to fix that first. That's not... How do I want to word that? If 30% of the player base thinks that Raider is fine or they don't care, but 70% of the player base have a lot of issues with him because they say he's too strong and he has too many mix-ups and the stun is a problem and he deals stupid high damage and he has hyper armor which makes him safe from deflects. All of these things. It doesn't really matter what the 30% say. If you make 70% of your player base happier, that's really good for business. That's just a really good business project. It's like if you run a bakery and you set out like lemon tarts and strawberry tarts. Well, if you can only set out one now, like if you need the space for something else, and you have to negate one of those. If 30% of the player base or 30% of your customers like lemon tarts, but 70% of your player base likes the strawberry, and there's a little bit in the 30% that doesn't care either way, you're going to make the big group happy. Like, these are more popular. We should do that. It's hard to like very directly voice my opinion on this because like I don't want to get into like the very easy to get into part of like Raider takes no skill. Like, Raider can take skill. It's just that Raider's so forgiving that it's hard to blur that line. I am not skilled with Raider. I am a moderately skilled player in the Diamond Division, maining Highlander and Shaolin with a couple other people, picking up Raider to go into duels, and I did alright. That's kind of a problem. I couldn't do that with Conqueror. Definitely couldn't do that with Nobushi. I barely am able to do that with like Tiandi. Those are extreme examples, but I think this is all like off script. So I think that's the best way I can describe all this, and I think it's the best way I can word it for today's video. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Keep it civil in the comments below. I do scan those, so if anything gets super riled up down there, I'll have to break it up. But keep it nice, keep it clean. Regardless, it'll be different tomorrow. So with that, we'll see you in the next video, guys.